Rihanna's husband, Rocky, is on trial facing 24 years. What was the plea deal offer? Did Rihanna show up? I got everything for you coming up. All right, family, a lot has been taking place over the last couple days. We are actually in day 5 of the ASAP Rocky trial. And if you haven't been following the trial, it's okay. I got you. That's why you're here. We're going to take a look at what took place that day with ASAP Rocky. We're also going to look at the details of the case, and I'm going to tell you if Rihanna showed up. All right. So to get us started, let's go ahead and get a quick overview of the case.
Black sweatshirt was the defendant, Rakeem Myers. That evidence will be uncontradicted.
This case is all about money. You're going to see the only reason we're in this courtroom is because Rocky would not agree to be a victim of another one of his crimes.
ASAP Rocky's future is on the line as he stands trial accused of firing a gun at his former friend during a 2021 showdown. While prosecutors build their case on a key witness and surveillance clips, the defense is arguing there are questionable motives behind the accusations. We're going to break all this down right now with acclaimed attorney Bradford Cohen. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Hey, by the way, real quick before we go any further, I don't know if you know this, but the video version of Sidebar is now available on Spotify. That's right. We're so thankful for it. Changed the course of his career and landed behind bars for years. What began as an alleged altercation in 2021 has now become a courtroom drama, with Rocky's future all hanging in the balance. Now, ASAP Rocky, born Rakeem Myers, made his name in 2011 with his smash hit Peso, and it solidified his place in hip-hop history as a founding member of the iconic ASAP Mob Collective. But beyond his music, you might know him for other things because he has become a fashion mogul. He's in a very high-profile relationship with global superstar Rihanna, the mother of his 2 children. But now, Rocky is at the center of a legal storm, accused of firing a gun at his former friend, Terrell ASAP Relly Efron, during a heated dispute that took place in Hollywood years ago. Now, the saga begins in the fall of 2021, when Rocky and Efron, once childhood friends and fellow members of the ASAP mob, they agreed to meet in a parking garage near the W Hotel in Hollywood to...
Dear Dr. K, I used to think I was never meant to be beautiful. You work within my budget.
Seemingly settle their differences. But according to Efron, what was supposed to be a private conversation ended up turning violent. He testified in a pre-trial hearing that during the meeting, Rocky allegedly pulled out a gun and fired it at him, the bullet grazing his knuckles. Now, surveillance footage from the scene appears to show a man wearing a black hoodie, who prosecutors later identified as Rocky, holding a gun, but the defense has cast serious doubt on that footage and suggested that the weapon wasn't a real gun. It was a prop gun. This was not a real firearm. And they argued that it was a starter pistol that only fired blanks, which Rocky had used for personal security rather than a weapon capable of actually causing real harm. Now, to be clear, though, starter pistols, if they do fire blanks, they can potentially cause harm if they're fired in close proximity to another person. But what's
okay. So now it's making sense. So I was reading up on this, and ASAP Rocky turned down a 180-day plea where he would serve 180 days in jail, 6 months. Why did he turn that down? Because I guess he's going to stand on the point that he had a fake gun. So he should not be subjected to that 24 years. I'm assuming. You guys think I'm right? Do you think I'm on to something? Let's hear more.
More, no gun was recovered from the scene. And after a police search of the area, apparently no shell casings were found. I will say, though, and this is what's really interesting, days later, I believe 2 days later, Efron allegedly returned to the scene and picked up 9mm shell casings, which he apparently brought to the police. So Rocky was arrested in April.
Hold on. That's the one we also have to pay attention to. So the police, who were trained officers, searched the crime scene, did not find any gun shells. However, the victim went back to the scene and supposedly found the cases. Maybe that's the reason as well why ASAP Rocky thinks he's going to walk away on this one, much like Young Thug. What's your thoughts?
2022, while at a Los Angeles airport as he and Rihanna were returning from a trip to Barbados, he's pleaded not guilty to 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, was released on bond. We'll talk about if it's a real gun, a fake gun, whether or not this charge actually sticks. So to help me break all this down, I want to bring on renowned criminal defense attorney Bradford Cohen, who's represented some high-profile people himself, like Kodak Black and Drake. Thanks so much.
Now, before we jump into this discussion, my question is, why do hip-hop artists always find themselves in this situation? Is it because friendships turn into jealous, contentious situations? What is it? Are they not hiring security? Are they not guarding themselves from these type of situations properly? I mean, ASAP Rocky, he put a lot at risk here. Sure, he's trying to get off, and he didn't want to accept 180 days, but he has a new child with Rihanna. I'm sure he wants to be home for that. Why even be involved? And at this time, I believe he was dating Rihanna. Why be involved? Or if you have to go meet someone and take a gun, why even go to the meeting?
Which for coming on, Bradford, good to see you. So what are your initial impressions on this case?
I think there's a lot going on. Right? So you have this victim that I believe has a weird story. There's some things that he says that don't really match up to what exactly the state has as evidence. The fact that he went back, and there's a lot going on there. So if it's relying solely on just his word, I think the defense can really beat this guy up. If it's also his word and then the video, that lends itself to a little bit more of a problem. And the fact that they're saying this was a starter pistol, I mean, I have a lot of experience in firearms. I've taken courses. I've had multiple cases with firearms in terms of possession or assault. I just walked a guy last year on a federal gun charge where we were alleging at first that it wasn't a real gun, and then during the trial we kind of modified our position. But when you look at this gun itself, the fact that they're saying it's a starter pistol, that's a little bit troublesome because they don't make semi-automatic starter pistols. That's the first kind of thing that is not so great for them. But then if you say, hey, it wasn't real, maybe it's not a starter pistol, but maybe it's an airsoft or a BB gun or something else where it wouldn't leave any shells behind, you're probably headed in the right direction with that.
Let me just clarify this. Are you saying if the...
What do you guys think? Was ASAP Rocky walking around with the air gun, a BB gun, a pistol? What's the chances of that? Or was he walking around with a semi-automatic like the rest of the rappers? I want to know. What's your thoughts? I want to find out more about the gentleman who Terrell Efren, ASAP Relly. I have a video of him in court right here on day 5. Rihanna was there. And I want to get a better feel of this guy. I'm assuming that if this gentleman has any felonies in the past, they're going to find ways to discredit him. And that's definitely not going to work in his favor. But much like you, I probably can read a lot from body language and see if there's going to be anything here. But so let's hear him as he took the stand. Okay, now this is ASAP Relly.
Now,
okay, this is where the shooting took place in Hollywood.
I asked you before, as Rocky Bill's trophy started walking away down Argyle, heading towards Selma, did you follow him? And what was your answer, sir?
I told you I was talking to 12E because I seen him with a knife. But yes, I walked down the block with him.
Behind him, you were following, right?
I was following. I was walking with Ills. 12E was right there, and Rocky was in front.
Indicating that the 2 other individuals, the last 2 that you said, were in front of the position of needed to see that hospital.
Okay. So you said that eventually you saw 12B with a pocket knife?
I seen him putting away a pocket knife. I didn't kneel him down, but putting it away.
All right. So as the three of them are walking up Argyle to Selma, and you're walking with them, you started to use your words, talking shit to them, right?
I just started talking, expressing my feelings for what just happened and overall.
Okay. Let's.
You know, if I may, just reading from him, this guy seems tired already. I mean, if this is the 5th day of the case, you know, body language seems a little bit lackadaisical. I don't know if it's definitely not you. It's even hard to hear him. He's a bit mumbling. This is all, you know, not going to go well for him. But let's watch a little bit more.
Thanks. You know, I asked you a second ago, I was looking for your preliminary hearing testimony on your, I asked you before, when the three of them, Bill, Shelby, and Rocky, started walking away and Argyle toward Selma, you followed, and you said incorrect, right?
I don't recall. When was this? What are you talking about? Because you tripped. Like,
Question and answer we had just like within the last 2 minutes.
I don't understand.
I'm going to ask you again.
Question.
I'll ask you again. When Trelby, Bills, and Rocky started walking down Argyle to Selma, away from you, you followed them, correct?
But I think the word follow
Yeah,
has multiple interpretations. Hold on. Mr. Lewis, they stop with the speaking objections. Advice to everyone. What is the objection? Objection they sustain.
All right, what do you guys get from ASAP Rocky? Do you guys think that he's telling the truth? Do you think that he had a better chance of finding those casings, those gun shells, and the cops couldn't find it, right? Was he better? Is it all made up? Is it a fabricated story? Is it going to stick? Why do rappers find themselves in these kind of situations over and over? Is it the ability not to, you know, they can't handle the situations that come about in their life? Is it friendships that turn into jealousy that ultimately end up pulling them down? I want to hear from you. Make sure you guys comment, like, and share. If you want me to follow this trial and give more updates from the lawyer's perspective or even insight right from the courtroom as we look today, make sure you guys like and comment, and I'll follow up with the part 2. Until the next time, family, peace.